Welcome back to DIY My Way. A while back, a subscriber who goes by the initial CM had asked me about my backhoe, why I'd gotten it and some of the pros and cons about getting a backhoe. And since a backhoe is a big investment, I thought I would answer his questions and perhaps yours about why you might want to invest in a backhoe for your tractor or compact tractor or even subcompact tractor. If you followed my channel a while, you know I've done all types of jobs with my backhoe. From expanding the small pond at the bottom of the driveway, to digging trenches for the water line to the new pool house, to digging out stumps, and to moving logs around, and to moving rocks around, trenching for drain pipes for my shop's gutters, front and back, general landscaping, so the main uses for a backhoe are digging holes, digging trenches, removing stumps, removing rocks, removing logs, and various landscaping tasks. But backhoes are very expensive, ranging in cost from about $5,000 to over $10,000. So you have to intend on doing a lot of these types of projects to justify the cost. The bottom line is that I knew I had a lot of digging projects ahead of me for many years to come, and that's why the investment in a backhoe made sense for me. Of the 540 hours I have spent on my tractor so far, most of them have involved using the backhoe. One of my earliest big projects was replacing my driveway culvert pipe, which I was able to do in one day. There is, however, one more factor I considered in this decision. Besides being my most expensive and one of the most versatile implements I have, my backhoe is by far the most fun to operate. I learned this even before I bought my tractor by renting a backhoe loader a couple of times. If you haven't rented one before, you may want to try renting one first to get a feel for operating a backhoe and help determine if this is a tool you'd use enough to justify the expense. Keep in mind that while backhoes excel at digging trenches and deep holes, you can also do a lot of digging tasks with the front-end loader. So you also need to think about the types and frequency of digging jobs you'll do over the years. Speaking of front-end loaders, if you're considering getting a backhoe, you need to know that as a prerequisite to it, you're going to have a front-end loader on your tractor. My Kubota BH77 backhoe weighs in at 850 pounds, which effectively takes that much weight off the front tires, making the front of the tractor too light. In fact, my backhoe manual warns that you must never remove the front-end loader while the backhoe is installed. The LA525 front-end loader on my tractor weighs in at 925 pounds, including the bucket, which is more than enough to counteract the weight of the backhoe. When it comes to choosing backhoes, you really have two choices, the subframe style and the three-point hitch style. Whenever possible, you want to go with a subframe design backhoe, and I'll cover the reasons why. A subframe backhoe involves having two sturdy steel supports that your dealer will bolt to both sides of your tractor, attached to where the loader towers bolt on and to the rear axle. The subframe provides the extra strength your tractor chassis needs to stand the stresses a backhoe can create, and also makes it quick and easy to attach the backhoe compared to a three-point attached backhoe. The dealer will also extend your tractor's hydraulic lines to the rear of the tractor to provide hydraulic power for the backhoe. Besides easier hookup, another advantage of a subframe backhoe over a three-point mount is that it can attach closer to the rear of the tractor, which helps with balance and stability. Notice that the stabilizers on my backhoe are close to the rear tires. Here's a picture of a three-point mounted backhoe. Notice how much farther the stabilizers are from the rear tires. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The three-point mounts puts the whole backhoe farther from the tractor, shifting the center of gravity more toward the rear than a subframe backhoe. Also, the operator's platform and seat on 3-point backhoes typically sit higher off the ground than subframe backhoes, making it more of a challenge to get on and off as well as raising the center of gravity. This particular 3-point backhoe is set dangerously far back, in my opinion, probably to accommodate the PTO shaft. Speaking of which, 3-point backhoes are typically powered one of two ways, either by a short PTO shaft that connects the hydraulic pump and reservoir mounted on the backhoe like this one, or they have a hydraulic pump that connects directly to the PTO like this Woodmax 7600. If you want to see all the steps involved in attaching a 3-point backhoe, this is a good one to watch. I have a link to it in the video description. The biggest risk of a 3-point backhoe is damaging your tractor's 3-point hardware. Backhoes put tremendous stress on the 3-point, especially when digging to the side. 3-points are designed to handle pulling and lifting, but not for extreme side-to-side stresses. My backhoe is strong enough to drag the whole tractor to the side even with the outriggers down. In some extreme cases, the forces of a 3-point backhoe can break a tractor in half. But you don't have to take my word for it. I have a link to a Messicks video in the description where Neil explains in detail why they don't encourage buying 3-point backhoes. Subframe backhoes, on the other hand, are designed by the tractor manufacturers to fit specific tractor models, optimizing the size, weight, and power of the backhoe to those models. From subcompacts to compact to full-size tractors. Whatever tractor brand and type of backhoe you choose, the best deal you'll likely get on a backhoe is when you are purchasing your tractor. That's what I did when I bought my Kubota L3900 and other implements. This is my tractor at the dealership a few days before delivery. And this was the big day, delivery day. So if you've been considering getting a backhoe for your tractor, then I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, please click that like button, leave a comment, and by all means, please subscribe. And if you want to know when I post new videos, click that little bell. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.